Right, lads and lasses, welcome to Darts Coaching with Dynamite Dave, and our usually a great load of fun, Friday night live stream. So, right, tonight, what have we got on? We're just going to wait for a little bit. There's Yankee Clippers in, Gary Dando's in, the first two lads are in. Ryan Parr's in. Hiya Ryan, are you alright lad? Can you give us a bit of a sound check? Tell me that it's not distorting or anything, because I'm just looking at it on the scale here and it's going into the red a little bit. So is it distorting at the top end, or is the sound good? Neil Migalski's in. Hiya Neil Migalski, Paul McGuff. Right, so we're filling up nicely. What I'll do is I'll have a bit of a chuck while the chat fills up a bit, and then we'll make a bit of a start then. Ooh, these darts are cold. Aileen Harvey's in. Hiya, Aileen. You all right? Stu McNally. Hiya, Stu. Sounds fine. Great. That's fantastic, that. Brilliant stuff. Gary Dando's in. Right. Like I say, what I'll do is I'll come back to you in a second. Just have a bit of a chuck. See if we can actually throw a few darts tonight. I've got a what do we call it lined up, a new review. We've had some darts sent to us, but I'll mention that when the person who sent them to me's dropped into the chat. So I'll just let you guys have a little bit of a watch of me while I have a bit of a chuck. $60. Steady eddies. Clash of the Tungsten. Hiya, Clash of the Tungsten. Sam Myers, good evening. Way Up the Darts. Way Up the Darts is in. I didn't notice you're on last Sunday. I think when we first used the new one of the screen bottoms that you sent me. Again, Way Up the Darts, they are responsible for the screen bottom here that you can see. Fantastic. I tell you what a sound, lad. And I've got to say thank you so much for sending that to us. Brilliant. Whippito's in. Hello, Mr. Whippito. And Joey Raulis. Joey Raulis. Raul. Paul Giles is in. Hiya, everybody. It's filling up nicely now. Get this. Neil from Neil's Darts is in the house. Neil Bell, hiya Neil, mate. Hope you're well. $100. Andrew McMahon is in. Hey, right, Andrew. You all right, lad? Game of Thrones. It's the man himself. Right, now that the Game of Thrones is in, the Game of Thrones has sent me this fantastic set of Webby darts. So they're Mark Webster darts, and what we're going to do is we're going to the usual review that we do on the live streams. I'm going to review these darts later. What we'll do is we'll have a good look at them, have a look in the packet and what have you, and give them a bit of a chuck. But that's going to be later in the show. So if you've got any questions, something that I want to cover tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start trying to cover a little bit of an element in each show, and something that's been brought to my attention a couple of times this week, and it's something that's very, very important, and it's very, very neglected in the actual people's throw, in the way that people stand and address the board, etc. This is one of the elements of the throw that is very, very much neglected, and that is the serving hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a bit of an in-depth look at the serving hand in a bit, and we'll talk through that, and then you can ask some questions. Obviously, You can ask any questions you want during the stream. And as you'll all know by now, unless it's people that have not been on before, I do go quite a bit and I read the stream because I think it's very, very important that we involve as many people as we can. And I try and say hi to everybody. I usually catch nearly all of them, but if I do miss you, give it about 30 seconds or a minute or something, and then just send me another one, because I'm old and I haven't got my glasses on or anything, so sometimes I do have to be squinting at the screen and I do miss people every now and again. Paul Boardman's in. Hiya, Paul Boardman. Lee. Oh, Lee Redpath. Hiya, Lee, mate. Are you all right? Jason Winnie's in. Stephen Coltart. Stephen Coltart's in. Michael McCallum. Right, great stuff. We've got loads in there. Kieran's in. Hiya, Kieran, mate. Hope you're well. That's Kieran there, down near the bottom. And that is Scottish Lad Does Darts Reviews. For anybody who's not familiar with him yet, get over to his YouTube channel. Just type in, go on YouTube and type in Scottish Lad Does Darts Reviews. Get on there, subscribe to his channel, hit the thumbs up, smash that thumbs up, and hit the notification bell. It makes a massive difference to us YouTubers. It doesn't cost anything, and it's one of them, you can turn the notifications off if you want, but it's just really important to us YouTubers that you do actually subscribe, if you would. It makes a massive difference. Like I say, it doesn't cost you anything, just that 20 or 30 seconds to actually click the buttons, and that's it. Same for Neil, Neil's Darts. If you're not actually a subscriber of Neil's Darts, go over to his channel. You'll find the same with Kieran. His stuff is dead entertaining. It's really good stuff. He has a few live streams and what have you, and it's just real good fun. And he also does the soft tip stuff, which I haven't started doing yet. I will do. As things progress, I'll get myself a soft tip board, and then hopefully we might be able to play a few people online doing that. And it's just a little bit different than doing the... Oh, Dave's in. Vlamix. Yeah, Vlamix. Vlamix. Yes. See, I've spent all week trying to get that right, and from what you said last week, because I watched the stream again and the chat, Vlamix is the way that it should be said, as far as I can gather out. Right, we've had the first super chat in from Dave, so we've got to set the machine up. So let's set the machine up. Here we go. Oh, get out from under there, you. I'm all trapped up, I'm all mangled and tangled. Right, let's get this going.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg Dynamite to throw game on.
Are we ready for this one? This one's up just for Dave.
180.
Cheers, Dave. Thanks very much for that. Absolutely smashing. Right.
85.
Neil Migalski, coach the darts referee, is on his road to Q School, and would you consider working with him? I think that would be interesting for the YouTube fans. I think it'd be interesting as well, but whether that's what he wants, he might want to do it on his own, he might not think, he might think that what I do is a load of rubbish. That people think different things, don't they? So I don't know, he's never contacted me over anything. I think about 6 months ago he asked me to get myself ready to do a video with him, and then never heard anything from him since. So I don't know. I think what it is I think the lads like the darts referee and what have you, they're getting more, as the channel gets bigger, I think they get more commercial, and I think that's just the path that they go down now, because I've got adverts on my YouTube channel and I do the live streams. I've had a couple of people say to me it's not the same as it was. Well, it isn't, no. And I've had to change it for that one pure reason, that some selfish, horrible person said that, told you, PayPal, that I was doing stuff that wasn't right, which it is in this country, but according to their terms and conditions, it's not. So, unfortunately, that's what's made the channel have to change to go into doing live streams and all the other sort of stuff. But I'm hoping that this is entertaining and it's really good for you. So I find it very enjoyable, and I feel more connected to you, more connected to everybody who's out there than I ever have done before. These live streams I find fantastic for the simple reason, like I say, I'm more connected to you. I just love to be able to, and it'll come at some point. It'll come, and I'm one of these people. Me, I don't rush into things. What I do is I just let things happen naturally, and at some point, what I'll do is I'll try and sort out so we can do a phone in. But like I say, I've got to go through it. I've got to think about it properly, and I've got to make sure that it works properly before I'll actually start to do it. I got burnt a little bit with the live streams in the first place, not having the right stuff and not being properly prepared, and that's something that just doesn't sit well with me. If you're going to do something, you've got to do it properly. Jason Wynn, quick question, Dave. How light is your grip on the dart? Do you hold it lightly? Yes, fairly lightly. For the simple reason is the Dynamite Dave grip. The way that your fingers interact with the dart, you don't need to grip it tight. If you've got a grip that's something like a standard grip where people either throw it like this or they've got 3 points of contact on it. If you look, there's loads of wibbly wobbly in it. If you do the Dynamite Dave grip and you literally just grip it and just hold it very, very lightly, you'll see it's absolutely rock solid. And that means that you've got a far better control and far more control over the dart than you have if you've just got it between your two fingers. Well, hang on, we've got a couple coming, one after the other. Steve Coltart, thank you very much. That's £5 from Steve Coltart. Thank you very much. Absolutely fantastic. Neil Magalski's in with 10 Canadian dollars. Absolutely fantastic, and I'll get you both your 180s right now. Right, are we ready for this? This one is for Stephen Coltart. Here we go.
180.
Yeah. Right, and we've got another one coming in right now for Neil. When it's finished doing what it's doing. Oh, nice one. It shut down on me. It's not very nice of it, is it? Here we go.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, Dynamite to throw, game on. 180.
And that one's for Neil. Thank you so much. The super chats mean an immense amount to me. You wouldn't believe. It's fantastic. Thank you so much. Ryan Parr. Right, hang on a bit. We've got one at the bottom of here from Neil. That's really nice, that, Neil. Thanks. It says, thanks to you, I have been hitting 180s almost daily now. Right, well, that's what I said, and that's what I said to Aileen Harvey. You have your first 180, and you can only ever have your first 180 once, and then they just come, and they just get more and more often, don't they, Neil? I've been coaching you now on a personal basis for probably, if you include right from the beginning, probably about 12 months or a little bit longer. But actually, where we've been doing face-to-face online coaching, I think you've probably had, 4 or 5 sessions? And the difference between when we started doing that to your actual averages and the way that you score and the way that you play. And I mean, whenever I watch you now, it's really, I don't know, I feel so proud in a way, because when I watch somebody who's adopted the Dynamite Dave way in the way that you have and actually put the effort into it, you just look like a proper dart player. The way that you throw darts is majestic. It's really, really good. And like I say, there's a lot of people who do that now, but there's certain people who stand out, and that's why I sent you the shirt, and I do a lot with you, is because the dedication from you, a bit like Steve Lamore, is absolutely fantastic, and the way that you've improved is just absolutely unreal. Absolutely unreal. Ryan Parr, in a way, you can thank that person because it's allowed you to communicate with your viewers every Friday and Sunday. Yes. Do you know something? Yeah. There's always a silver lining, isn't there? To every cloud, every like downtime in your life, there's always, it's like anything. Day follows night, night follows day. For everything, for every good thing in life, there's a bad thing. The thing the Chinese and the Japanese in the martial arts community that I used to be a big part of when I was a young lad, they call it yin and yang. And basically, it's the way that life balances itself out. And do you know something? I think we have the same sort of saying, because my gran always used to say to me, what goes around comes around. And do you know something? There's nothing more true ever in life at all than what goes around comes around. And always treat other people the way you want to be treated yourself. And also, another one that my gran used to say to me is, for every 10 good deeds you do, one will always come back to you. And it's been so true throughout my life, that it really has. And the amount of enjoyment that you get out of helping people, rather than, like I've had a finger couple on Twitter, some clown on Twitter that was tweeting something about, I edit all my videos, and I think what it was like a bit of a jibe to say that I cheat when I'm doing. But you know that I don't do that, because I've been live on here, I've hit 180s, I've hit 3 in a row 140s. And it just, when people do that, I think they do it just because, I don't know whether it's because they're jealous or whether they're just like really mean-spirited people. But do you know something? If you go through life like that, what peace, what solace, and what like enjoyment and happiness are you going to have when you're just like twisted? I can't see the point in it myself, but obviously we're all different. And I should imagine that's how some people get their thrills, I suppose you'd call it. Right, who else is in? It's been 9 months of lockdown. Seems like over a year. Yeah, it really does, doesn't it? It seems like a long. Ross Popperskew. Ross Popperskew. Hiya, mate. Hope you're well. I hope you think you join the gang here for permanently and come and watch the live streams. We have a real good fun here. We have loads of questions. Loads of banter will be going on in the chat there. I try and read it all, so you'll have to forgive me when I go a little bit quiet and I read the stuff off the screen. But I like to interact with people. This is the bit that I actually love about this. Right, Neil. Clayton B's in. Hello, Mr. Beale. How are you? Hopefully you're improving slowly, getting along the lines there. Ryan O'Kane's in. Hiya, Ryan, mate. Best channel on YouTube. Thank you so much, fella. Thank you. I love it. You know what I mean? Interacting with you people. I'd love to be in a big room where we could just all be in a big room and just sit round, have a beer, and have a bit of a chat. But that's what this is like, isn't it? It's really good. You can all sit in your own houses, have a beer, have a chuck if you've got a laptop or something, or a tablet in your room where you have a bit of a chuck, and you can chat to me at the same time. Do a little bit like I'm doing, a couple of chucks, bit of a type on the old keyboard, and then another bit of a chuck. Where are we? Stu McNally. I've missed something here. Let's say I always try my best, mate. I try my best. The BAME, Derek. That was you. Oh, right. Okay. Derek Erskine's in. Hiya, Derek, mate. Hope you're well. Wayne Flint's in the house. Hiya, Wayne, mate. Like I say, if you've typed on and I've not seen you, type on again and put some thumbs or something on it so as it stands out a little bit, because we're getting a lot more people than I had when I first started doing the live chat, so I'm trying my best to keep up with it, and I always will. Dave Curtis is in the house. Eric Jenkins. Yeah. Do you know something? The amount of people that have come back to playing darts through the lockdown. I was talking to somebody the other day, and he'd not thrown from the beginning of lockdown because he only played in the pub like a lot of people do. And it's only over the last 2 to 3 weeks where he's actually, I don't know whether I can't remember whether he dug a dartboard out of his garage, or he found one somewhere in the house and put it up on the wall, or he went out and bought one. And he's got back into darts, and we've had a couple of emails backwards and forwards, and I've put him on the right track, or at least I hope I have. And he said that it's starting to come back. What he did when we went into lockdown was, because he'd stopped playing, his muscle memory and his muscle tone and everything had changed. So what happens there, you see, when that happens, if you go away from darting for 6 months or 12 months, it can even be a couple of weeks or 3 weeks, your muscle tone changes. And when you come back to darting, sometimes you find it very, very difficult to get going again. And that's what I say about an individualistic throw. If you've got a mechanical throw like mine, I can have a week off and then probably within 10-15 minutes I'm right back in the groove again. And the reason for that is because everything is the same every time you do it, and you can go away for 2 weeks or 2 years and come back, it'll be the same. Your muscle memory will be different, of course, and your muscle mass will be different, but it has less of an effect on the Dynamite Dave throw than it does on an individualistic one. Right. Bigfoot Shabba's in the house. Hey Shabba, mate. Shabba. Hope you're good fella. Derek Erskine. No worries, mate. No worries. Rhino Kane Dave. Are you planning on any face-to-face coaching when the country opens up? Yeah, I've got a list as long as 3 of my arms, mate, of people that want to come. And we're not talking just from round me in Manchester, we're talking from all over the world. I've got people that are waiting for the actual hotels to be able to accept people, because obviously it's not a thing, they're not coming for the job, so they're not allowed to do it at the moment. But once that opens back up again, I'm hoping, like I say, I'm continually like striving to make this what I do for a living. And when that happens, the channel again I'm hoping it'll take off a lot bigger than it is, but I'm hoping that it doesn't change too much. And if it is changing too much, I need people to let me know, because I never want to lose contact with the people that matter to me, which unfortunately with some of the bigger channels is exactly what's happened. And you see that, and it's understandable if you think about it. If you've got 10 mates, you can talk to them all and what have you, and you've got time for all of them. When those 10 mates turn into 10,000 mates, it makes things a lot more difficult, and people feel left out in that. And that's one thing I never want anybody to do, is feel left out of the chats or anything like that. Raz Poundstone's in the house. Hiya Raz, you alright mate? Hope you well. Oh sorry, Baz. Told you I haven't got my glasses on. Hang on. I'll tell you what I'll do. No laughing, right? No laughing. Let me have a look, see if they're here. Yeah, they are. Here they are. Shall I put my bins on? I only ever wear these, you know, when I actually go out to play competitions, dark. Some people have seen me with them on when I've done a bit of instructional stuff, but not many. Oh, that's better. Yeah, Baz Poundstone. Dave, do you ever forget how to throw? No, mate, for the simple reason is the Dynamite Dave throw is very, very structured and very, it's dead simple. It's dead simple to do. And no, you will never ever forget how to do it, because you literally, when you come back from a break, or if you have a bit of a fall into bits, it's so easy to put back together. It's unbelievable. What I'd suggest you do is go onto my YouTube channel and go and have a look at the basics. And once you've actually got those basics nailed, which are dead simple, the only thing that there is to the throw, and this is why it doesn't disappear, all you've got to the throw is that. You haven't got any of this gyrating or moving or pulling your hand from one side to the other or trying to throw down at the board like this. It's all dead simple. And the way you move around the board is literally, not like a robot, but a bit like a robot, is you move. So if you're going for a combo shot, you come down, so you're coming down for the double 15 and you move across. And the throw remains exactly the same all the time. Never changes. Arm speed remains literally identical every throw that you do, and it just makes it so as all the throws are really easy to get. If you've got a different throw for each side, every different segment of the board, which you'll see a lot of people will throw for a treble 20, and then when they're going down for a double, they'll just pull their arm down rather than moving the body down and keeping the throw the same. So that's the thing with the Dynamite Dave throw. It's ultimately repeatable, and it's dead reliable, and it's dead easy to fix when it goes wrong. So that's why I developed it. It's better. It's not something that's like the way that I naturally throw, because naturally I was a 35-40 average dart player. I think I spent years in the wilderness, probably hit 4 or 5 180s in my life. No real big finishes. And then I went on the journey, changing, because being an engineer, I just thought to myself, there's got to be a way that every human being with a human skeleton and human muscles can throw in a good way. And there is, and this is, and it's what I've found. It's took me years and years developing it, and it seems to work. And it doesn't seem to work, it does work. I can actually say that now. I've got thousands and thousands of people throwing in the Dynamite Dave way, and it works for everybody who's prepared to put the legwork in. Because don't forget, and I probably say this every time we have a live stream and every time I do a video, when you're changing from an individualistic throw to the Dynamite Dave throw, it's like changing everything that you've ever perceived, or the way that you've thrown darts all your life. It's changing all that, but it's having that faith and that determination to get it right, because once you've got it right, it'll last you for the rest of your life. And like I say, I wouldn't say it never goes off, but when it does go off, when we have a fall into bits like I do and everybody else, you'll find that it's dead easy to repair. And it's just a matter of, say you've gone to a competition and you've had 2 or 3 bad visits. It's just a matter of making sure that you're in the right position. You start at the feet, and over 2 or 3 visits to the board, you can rebuild it again. Because as you go through the process and you're throwing, you'll realise within 2 or 3 throws exactly where you've gone wrong, what you've changed, and the difference that it's made to you. And then you can put that straight back to the way that it should be, and off you go again, just like a machine gun, bang, 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 straight in the treble 20s and big finishes and what have you. So yeah, it's ultimately repairable, and it's never let me down. It's never let me down, and it's fetched. I mean, Neil Magowski's on here. You ask him the difference that I've made to him over the 9 months that he's been in lockdown and what have you, and we've been doing live sessions. He had a coaching video to start off with. He contacted me on dj.llewellyn123@outlook.com. So if anybody out there is interested in personal one-to-one coaching, if you send me an email to dj.llewellyn123@outlook.com, you'll find that. I think it might even be in the description of this video. If not, you'll find it all over my Facebook page, all over my YouTube page. It's dead easy. Send me an email and I'll send you all the details of how to get coaching, how much it'll cost you, and how easy it is. And it's dead easy. Dead easy. It's as simple as you've either got a webcam and we can do it over Zoom. You can do some videos of yourself, where there's ones on my YouTube channel that'll tell you exactly how to do it, and it's dead easy. Take videos of yourself from 3 different places. So basically it's 15 visits. So it's 5 from the front, 5 from either side, optional 1 from over your throwing shoulder. And then what I'll do is I analyse your throw. I make you a video so it's personalised to you. So that video then will be sent to you, and that will tell you, it'll show you, I'll project you up in the corner so you can see exactly where you're going wrong. And I'll point it out to you, and some people are absolutely amazed at what I see. Absolutely amazed. And then I can tell you how to put it right. And once you've put it right, then you're on the right path, and it just builds and builds and builds from there. And it'll be the $39.95. So let's just say it's the best 40 quid you'll have ever spent on darts. You can go out and buy a fancy set of darts, but a Dynamite Dave coaching video will make 1,000 times more difference to you than any set of darts you could ever buy. Right, oh God, look at this, I've missed loads of them, haven't I? Hope I'm top of the list. You actually, Aileen, you more or less, you are top of the list, yes. You are. You and Stu Taylor, there's a few. Like I say, I've got a list as long as my arm. I've got one chap that wants me to go up to Newcastle and spend 3 days there. Any tips to keep myself rock solid on the hockey? Depends. I'd have to see the way that you throw in, but keeping yourself rock solid on the hockey is it all starts with your foot position, and your foot position is what brings you to the floor and creates your foundation. So your feet are your foundation, and then you've got your legs and your body that are your building that comes off that, and then you've got your mechanical throw, which is what I call the icing on the cake. And the mechanical throw, there's nothing to it. It's basically just a tick-tock motion and just letting it go like you'd let go of a ball, or you'd let go of a ping pong ball, or anything. It's just a matter of just throwing it. And that's what a lot of people do. Massive mistake. You see people, they're setting up, they've got their hand in front of their eye like this. So as you can see, this arm here, if you throw your dart like me, I throw like this, and it comes from the side of my face. So I've got full vision of the thing of the dartboard. Wherever I'm aiming at, I've got nothing in front of it. If you put your hand up in front of your face and do that, It's a distraction, and that's what you're doing, is you're putting your hand up here. Even if you come from underneath here and come out, you look, as my arm comes over, see if I can get myself bang onto that camera. As my arm comes over, regardless of coming from underneath your face like Phil Taylor used to do, as you get to the top of that swing, look what's happened. My hand is in front of my face, so it's blocking my vision. And what happens then is you all of a sudden believe that I do that, I believe that I'm right eye dominant because my left eye is blocked from the dart, by the dart. If I go, my eye, left eye dominant, no eye dominance, hands out of the way so I can see with both my eyes. And that is one of the massive things where a lot of people go wrong. Another thing is if you're like this and you put your hand across in front of your face, look at that. Look at the way my arm comes down at an angle. So as you throw the dart, you're doing this, a massive chopping motion. So if you let go of the dart a split second too early, it's in the one. This is left-handed, obviously it's the other way around if you're right-handed, but don't forget I'm left-handed. So if I did that, what people do, and I release a split second too early, the dart's in the one. If I release a split second too late, it's in the 5. If your arm, instead of being like that, is vertical, the only place that them darts can go is straight down the centre of your eye line. And that's where you get your consistency from. You're consistently hitting the treble 20 and you're consistently hitting the targets that you're going for. Then it's exactly the same thing. The arm stays vertical, and no matter where you point it to on the board, so treble 20, you're coming down for the 19s, it's down like this, and you're throwing the dart exactly the same way as you do when you throw for the treble 20. You just look at your target and you put the dart in the target. You don't think about where your hand is or where your release is going to happen. It all happens naturally. It takes a bit for it to get locked into your brain, but once it does, you'll never look back. I absolutely promise you. Ashley Calver. Take photos of their 180s or big outshots. I'll tell you what, these glasses. That's Jonathan Ball. Thank you, Jonathan. I didn't even notice that you did, but Jonathan Ball's in the house. See, that's what I say. When I start waffling, I start going off at a tangent, then I miss the people that are coming in. Yeah, Kieran, that's what we were saying last week, weren't we? And I've said that to you on a few occasions now. And that video that I said I was going to make for you, I've got half of it in the can. It's one of them, just like bouncing from one place to another. And you wouldn't believe what I've been doing all day today. I've been out in my son's back garden, and we're making a 7 metre wide by 5 metres deep decking. And we've been digging the poles. Well, I haven't been digging, I can't dig with my knees, but I've been gaffering, and I've been like helping them, showing them where to put the stones and where to put and how far down to cut the holes, how many posts to put in. I've been helping them get them vertical and what have you to start building the deck on it tomorrow. So the frame's going to start going in tomorrow. So believe it or not, I'd love to be able to just do this, but I just bounce from one thing to another. And that's, if you've contacted me during the day today at any point, any of yous out there, and I haven't replied to you, that's why. Because I've been doing, like I say, just helping other people. My son wanted a massive deck on the back of the house. The deck's going to be that big, we're putting a summer house on it, and the summer house is going to be in the corner of it. And then I think the summer house is 12 foot by 12 foot or something like that, 12 foot by 10 foot. We're putting a bar in it. I suppose it's just a lockdown special, isn't it? Putting a bar in it, sound system, soundproof in it. So it's going to be quite a big project. Oh, hang on, where have you gone? Sam Hudson's in the house. Hiya, Sam. You all right, mate? I hope you're well. I've adopted the throw based on your YouTube stuff, and my average has jumped from 47 to 79 consistently. That's what I say, you see. And I know what this is now, and I know what it was 5 years ago. And I'm thinking, I'm absolutely 100% sure now, in five years' time, I'm hoping that I'm going to be like mainstream. I'm hoping that at some point the guys in the PDC who are already adopting some of the finishes that I like to do. And Chris Mason had a little bit of give me a little bit of a plug, but without saying my name or anything, the other day, and in the UK Open, when he was talking about the different finishes, he said it'd be a really good idea for him, and he paused and then he went to go double top, double 16. And I just thought, right, you'll do for me. And I thought to myself, that sounds like a bit of a sideways compliment for me. But yeah, I'd love the whole idea of this, of the Dynamite Dave way, is if you think about it, I could have kept this to myself. I could have just turned into a professional dart player if I wanted to. And this would never have gone out to people across the world. Whereas what I want to do is I want to lift everybody who's in the pub. I'd love to have that sort of coverage, that sort of reach, to be able to help everybody in the pub lift the game. Because if you do that, people go, oh, there's a load of dead good players in the pub, I'll never be able to compete. Wrong, you'll be able to do what I'm doing and you'll be able to compete against them. It just means, instead of when you go to the pub, everybody's throwing the darts and half of them are missing the board, it just means that everybody will be able to compete in some way, shape or form, rather than just being like an also-ran or somebody who can only sit in the corner and watch the lads play darts. They've always wanted to play darts, but they've never believed in themselves. You get this in your back bedroom nailed off, you go into the pub and you'll just blow people away. It just absolutely blows people away. Once we come out of this lockdown, the people who've changed during the lockdown who followed my channel and gone with my instruction, or had a personal coaching video off me, or had some Zoom sessions off me, or WhatsApp sessions, when they go back to the pub, instead of being just like maybe not even a member of the team, or a member of the team that's never been noticed before and just sort of like makes up the numbers, you think, oh, I just make up the numbers. When you go back and you start smashing it, they're going to want you. They're going to want you to play for the team. It's not going to be a factor of whether you want to chase the team to be able to play for it. And then if you don't play well, you won't be playing next week, sort of thing. They'll want you on the team and they will want you to be playing for them every week. And that's the difference. That's the difference it can make. Now, I've got a grouping on that. I've been chatting all this time. I've not even thrown or anything. I've gone back. I mean, all right, the grouping's not world class, but as you can see, I'm talking and I'm just going every now and again and having a bit of a throw. And I think the proof is there. Sam Hudson. Hi, Sam Hudson. Hi, Dave. Oh, Sam, you've got to get involved, mate. Get involved. Don't forget, if you've got any questions for me, just type them out on here. If I miss you, right, just type it again. Leave it a minute or so, and then type it again. Because like there, I've just seen you. Right, so we've got another one underneath here. Yeah, so it was yours. Was the one I just read a couple of minutes ago. Yeah, sorry about that. Like I say, I'm not the best at this sort of thing, but I'm not like some of the bigger YouTube channels where they have somebody who sort of like stops it and reads them out to them. I'm trying to keep up with it myself. Keep my flight above. Can't keep my flight above my tip. Should I go heavier or shorter? What do you mean by you can't keep your tip? What's that? What do you mean by your tip? Run us that one off again, Dave. Donald, sorry. Right, well, there's a big misnomer about the weight of darts. A lot of people, right, and they're absolutely wrong, think the lighter darts go higher and the heavier darts go lower. Don't work like that. It works the other way around. It's kinetic energy. If you buy a heavier dart, it will land higher in the board than a light one will. And that's an absolute fact, that. I've studied this over years and years and years. And it's like the other one where people say to me, I'm dragging the dart into the one. How can I stop it? You move towards the one. If you're stood here, bang on the centre of the hockey, and you're having what I call a bit of a fall into bits, and you're dragging the dart into the one, you don't move this way, over towards the 5. Oh, no, no, no. You move towards the one. You move onto this side of the hockey, and it forces you to throw back. Then, when you're throwing back, you'll probably end up, you'll be hitting 20s and 5s. Once you start hitting the 20 consistently, all you do, every 4 or 5 visits, is you move back 1/4 of an inch. You just keep keep playing and just move yourself back 1/4 of an inch at a time till you get yourself back into the centre of the hockey, and away you go again. You'll be right again then for months. Now, Magowski, in 5 years, you will be at the PDC events in my corner. That'll be, yeah, I'll carry your suitcases for you, mate. No problem at all. No problem. And I'll tell you something, mate, there is absolutely nothing in this world that's going to stop you from going to that PDC. Tell you, tour card, when you're going to get your tour card, when you go and do the Q school, if you do the one in Great Britain, right, I'll come. If you do the one in Europe, if I can make it, I'll come and be in your corner at that, mate. Wayne Farrow's in the house. Hello, Wayne. Hi, Dave. How are you today? I'm buzzing. Like I say, I'm absolutely knackered, and I feel like I've gone 3 rounds with Mike Tyson because we've been building we've been putting the posts in for the decking for my son's great big deck in the back of the house. We're going to have a bit of a summer house and what have you. So I feel like I've been beaten up, but I feel really good. You know how you do when you've been doing some really good, well, it's not massive physical exercise for me. I can't because of my knees. But I feel like I've been involved, if you know what I mean. I feel really upbeat because I've actually been part of something. And I know he can't see it at the moment, but I've been on this earth a lot longer than he has. And I know that when those boards go down on top of that decking, it's a big job making the frame and everything, getting the noggins in, making sure that the boards run straight and everything. But once you've screwed those boards down on the top, the difference that it makes, it just, the achievement, the feeling of achievement is fantastic. But it's the same when you're playing darts. Clayton B's in there with $5, $4.99. Cheers very much, Clayton. Absolute star. I'll get you 180. Top man. Are we ready?
180.
So Mr. Clayton Beale. That's mint, that. Thank you so much, Clayton. Starman.
You require 141.
What, again? Apparently I require 141 again. I don't know how that happens. Donald downturn. Right. If you're saying that your darts are landing tip up or tip down, adjust your arm speed. That's the first port of call, is try adjusting your arm speed. And by that, the amount of people that I see that are trying to fling the darts through the back of the board, and it makes them so inconsistent, it's another massive misnomer. People think if you throw the darts hard at the board, they're travelling faster so they're in the air a shorter period of time so they go more accurately. No, they don't. It works the other way around. If you've got a lovely slow arm speed and a nice release, your darts will sit flat in the board. Not flat, but just a very, very slight incline on them. Flat is best if you can get it that way, or just a tiny little bit of an incline. Little bit underneath, it's one of them. It all depends on the way that you like to throw. Probably the best dart player that ever walked the face of the earth, Phil Taylor. We saw him, all his darts used to land in like this, didn't they? So back down, where are we? Let's get a dart. His darts used to land in the board like that. And the reason that Phil did that, and that's why he messed with his flights, was he was what we call a stacker honor, right? So what he did was he'd throw 2 darts. If you ever watched him, he tried to get his darts in the bottom of the treble 20. And I'll tell you where's a great example of that. If you go and have a look at the 3rd attempt at doing the 180 with the Meteors, that's the 50-gram setup. The 180 on that, if you go and watch it, it's absolutely the same as that. I got 2 darts in the lower part of the treble 20, and what I did was I lofted the last one and dropped it in on top and let the weight push the darts down and allow the 3rd dart to go in to create the 180. And that's all right if you're doing that, but normally everyday people the best thing you can do is either have your dart flat into the board like that or a tiny little bit of a rise on it, and that's really good. And also when they're like that, you can use the back of your dart as the crosshairs. Another massive one that everybody on here will tell you that comes onto the live streams and has watched my videos. You throw your first dart in, if it goes in or anywhere near the 60, you throw your second dart at your first dart's flight, and then you throw your 3rd dart at your first dart's flight. You won't hit them. I promise you, you will not hit the flights. What will happen is the dart will go down the side of the flight, slide down the barrel, and that will cause your dart to go closer to the 60, if not into it. There's loads of them where I've done 180s, where I've done it like first darting, and I've actually commentated while I've been doing it. Second dart of the first darts flight, third dart of the first darts flight, and I've hit 180s while I've been doing it. So yeah, the best first thing to do is fiddle with your arm speed. If you could have a 1 or 2 hour with any pro to work on their throw, who would it be and why? Don't being asked this and said Max up. One person who I'd love to work with, but whether he'd listen or not is a different story. I'd love to try and help Dave Chisnell. I really, really would love to try and help him, because if he's got the hand-eye coordination to get the 180s he does at the moment with that horrible thrutching, twisting, throw-like finger like Jockey Wilson's, worked for him because his hand-eye coordination was really good. But I think if I could settle him in to a consistent way of throwing, I think he'd be untouchable. I really, really do. I think Dave Chisnell would be untouchable, more or less, if he got rid of all that thrutching and twisting his body all over the place to throw darts. He did it on the UK Open where he lost to, was it Wadey? I think he lost to Wadey, didn't he? And there was like 2 or 3 occasions where he actually threw without thrutching, and his darts were just a tiny little bit above the 60, but they were all in a perfect line. And I think that happened on 2 or 3 occasions that I observed. And I'm telling you now, if he could lose all that thrutching and winding about, I think he'd be absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. My dart points upwards, not downwards. Yeah, it's the same thing. Just try adjusting your arm speed. Try slowing your arm speed down, because if you slow your arm speed down, as the dart makes contact with the board, it'll be going slower. So as it makes contact with the board, come back this way, hopefully if it's coming in at this sort of angle, it'll drop as it goes in. Just to have a bit of a mess with your arm speed. And then if you want me to analyse your throw, just contact me at dj.llewellyn123@outlook.com. That's dj.llewellyn123@outlook.com, and I'll send you all the information about how to get personal coaching off me. There's loads and loads of people where it's very difficult for me on a live stream without me actually being physically able to watch you throw the darts, because it might have nothing to do with what you think it's to do with. You might think that it's your grip, and it might be nothing to do with that. You might have a dropped elbow. And obviously I can't see that here. It's impossible for me to see. The amount of people that have asked me for advice, and I can only give them so much, if you know what I mean. And without seeing you, I can't tell what your faults are. So if you send me an email, I'll send you all the information, the prices, how much it'll cost you, and how it works and everything. And believe me, it'll be the best money you've ever spent. Absolutely. The amount of people I must have done hundreds. I have done hundreds, never mind must have done. I've done hundreds of coaching videos, and everyone that I think that I've done a coaching video for has had nothing but praise for them. I get contacted back on, I'd say, about 95 to 98% of every coaching video that I do, with people making massive improvements, and it just brilliant. I absolutely love it, and it's great to be able to help someone. Bohem's in. Hello, Bohem. You all right, lad? Did Dave Chisnell have a bounce out on the bull? The middle of the board was like a finger, like half a rock. Did you see that? That was disgusting, that. Absolutely disgusting. His dart went into it dead level. It was the board that caused that, and that's why I'll never have a unicorn board. How can you actually make dart boards for the PDC to be shown live on PDC events and be that poor? I tell you, it really does not get me goat, because it's up to them, innit? Don't forget the PDC are the ones that commission the boards, and who they commission them off. They don't have to be associated with Unicorn, but they choose to. Well, it's only 85. But yeah, that thing of that board, that bullseye, it went straight in and it sounded like it had hit a rock, didn't it? Like a piece of wood. So it hit a piece of wood and just fell straight back out again. It didn't hit the wire or anything because I watched it in slow motion. Yeah, he was robbed, shall we say. Hi Dave, started playing and watching your videos since lockdown last year. Had a 50+ average then. My game has since then gone 35+. So basically you've gone from 50 to 85. Excellent. Oh, advice please. Oh, so you think your actual averages have gone down? It's like, again, another one, Gregory. It's very, very difficult without seeing you. Don't forget, when you go onto the YouTube channels, onto my YouTube channel and watch the videos, don't forget it's your interpretation of what I'm telling you. That's why I do the personal coaching, the one-to-one coaching, is because people will watch my videos. Some people get it and it works dead good for them, and then other people, they'll try it. They'll get a personal coaching video off me, and when I actually watch them, the way that they've interpreted what I've said in the YouTube channel has been a bit out, and then when I've corrected them, it's made all the difference. Wow, something keeps going mad here. Am I missing something at the bottom of here? Right, do you know something? I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry I went a bit vacant then, because there's a thing across the middle here that tells me about super chats that have come in through Streamlabs. So I've just had a load of chats that have come in through Streamlabs. So thanks very much everybody who's putting them in. We've got, oh, this is to keep up with. Let me just, I know it's not very technical, this, lads and lasses, but it's the only way I can do it. We've got Callum Ruston, Dave Bowie, Stu McNally by the look of it, Brett Pickersgill, Darren M, Dave Bowie. I'm afraid, lads, there's that many coming. I'll just be doing 1,000,001 180. So what I'm going to say is thank you, everybody who's just shoved all those super chats that have come out. I can't believe that. That's not real. There's loads and loads of them. Can't believe this. God, there's loads of them coming. I'm welling up a bit here. Everybody, thank you so much. Thanks, Brett. 2 minutes ago. Oh, thanks, everybody. I'm absolutely over the moon. Those have come in through the little mini feed thing, so they've not actually come up on the live chat thing, and I think that's something to do with Streamlabs. So for everybody who's done that, I'm going to give you a collective massive 180. That's unbelievable, that. I can't believe that. Thank you so much, everybody. Damn, over the moon. Over the moon. You people are just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
180.
Thank you so much. So much. Oh, magic. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. That's really, really great, that. Shane Weeks, hiya, mate. Shane Weeks is in the house. Osty Van Man. Hello, Osty the Van Man. Evening all. Q School 85+. Yeah. There's no reason why you can't go to Q School with 85+. Because don't forget, on the day, all depends on how you handle things. Don't forget, sometimes there's more of them coming in. Unbelievable, this. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks a lot. Thanks, everybody. That's just magic. I'm over the moon. Thanks. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Oh, God. I don't believe it. Thanks so much. Right, where was I? I'm thinking I'm getting a bit overwhelmed here. Yeah, thingy. If you're on 85+, Q School is a definite goer for you. Because don't forget, on the day, if you've got an 85+, you can quite easily turn that into 100. It all depends on how you react to the situation that's around you. If you're like me, I get better when I'm under pressure. If I'm playing somebody who's as good as me or better than me, it's sort of like, it makes me play better. It's real unfortunate for people who are at our sort of level. If you go to a normal pub, it's very, very difficult to find somebody who throws at your level. So it's, like you say, it's week after week after week of winning, and it doesn't do you any good. That you need somebody to push you. Ryan Parr. Apparently unicorn dartboards are used because they look pretty on TV. I don't see it myself. No, I don't either. As dartboards all look. Well, dartboards are much of a muchness, but you think about it, a unicorn, Eclipse Pro, whatever it is, HD or something, what are they, 50 quid? That dartboard that you can see on the thing on the left-hand side of your screen is 30 quid. Actually, they're less than 30 quid, they're £28 something. So they're way less than 30 quid. Nick Vulpix, thank you so much. Oh, really, thank you so much, brilliant. This is just consistently firing off. What's going on here? And that one's for Nick. Callum Reston's in, $4.99. Thanks, Callum. Absolute star. Bob Goodwin's in the house. Hiya, Bob. Hope you're well. Kieran, it don't matter that, mate. You send me packages and stuff. You sent me darts and all sorts of stuff, so don't you worry about that, mate. It's me, I owe you, mate, not the other way around. You think you've bigged me up, you've been behind me, just like Stu McNally, and everybody does. Everybody who's part of the Dynamite Dave family. Everybody has supported me fantastic, and I just can't tell you how much that I appreciate it. I really can't. It's just, and this thing keeps going off like mad. This super chat thing, I've never experienced anything like it in my life. Look, it's going off again. I'm sure I'm going potty, mate. Sure I am. Right, so anyway, this is unbelievable. Neil Magowski, you to quit your job, it looks like. Yeah, do you know something, mate? And it'll come. It's like everything that I say about the channel. I don't push anything and I don't do anything until I know that what I do or what I want to do is going to work. It was the same with the Dynamite Dave throw. I spent 2.5, 3 years before I made any claims whatsoever. I just used to say to people when I'd done the coaching videos, everything's subjective. If it works for you, that's fantastic. If it doesn't work for you, then it's just one of them. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But now I think I can start making those claims. I feel confident enough to make those claims because it's not 1 or 2 people now. It's not 1 or 200 people now. It's not 1 or 2,000 people now. It's thousands and thousands. When you calculate out that I'm getting anything between 40 on a really slack day and up to 120 to 150 emails and messages every day off people, it shows you that it does work. It's not snake oil. It's not just something that just I can do and nobody else can do, or I'm trying to sell you something that will change your life overnight without any effort, or basically you can just take this on a spoon and it'll change your life. It doesn't work like that. The Dynamite Dave way, it works. You've got to put a bit of effort in, but the rewards that you get from it is just unbelievable. Just unbelievable. 71 single. Yeah. Did the double. Single, double. Yeah. Do that a lot. I do a lot of double finishes, I think. It just makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, it does to me. Maybe it doesn't to other people, but it always has done to me, and I've just found that is the thing, the number one, the best way that you can finish at certain things like 72, double 16, double top, throw for the inside wire. If you go into the single 16, one next to it, and your brain is already programmed that you're going for the double top, so you're not having to change anything on the last minute and like swapping and changing your decisions. I mean, how many people have we seen that has absolutely destroyed? Dieter Edman, in one of the biggest matches of her life, she miscalculated, she miscounted when she was going for a finish, and she actually lost the next 2 legs, and you could just see it in her face, that miscalculation from her. So she bust instead of finishing the leg. She thought she hit the double, and she thought she'd finished, and she didn't. She'd bust. And I just think it's what I call know where you're going and go where you know. So it just makes everything a lot more simple. And like I always say to people, you look at the size of the treble and you look at the size of the double, which is easier to hit. I find the doubles are easier to hit, and it's the only way you can finish a game. So if you make those part of your game, and a big part of your game, rather than just leaving them to the end and having to really try to hit a double, you can hit doubles for fun, like without even thinking about it, just bang, 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 bang with the doubles. Right, hang on, I noticed someone that I've not seen before. Shane Weeks, hi Shane. Hope you're well, mate. I haven't got a mechanical throw, but I have. Yeah, well, that's the thing. The whole idea is, as I said before, everything is subjective, regardless of how much I believe in what I say, and I do believe in it, because otherwise I wouldn't be here. And so do a lot of other people, because it's made the difference to them. But if you have a certain way of standing where you're leaning over on your leg, but you're actually adopting something like Neil from Neil's Darts, he's adopted the stance. He doesn't find that the actual mechanical throw, even though his isn't that far off, because I watch him a lot when he's on his live streams, and his actual throw isn't far off. I think the only big thing with Neil that I notice is he comes from underneath his eye, if I remember rightly, or that could be his camera angle. But other than that, his throw it is mechanical. He doesn't think that it is, but it is. No, thank you, Kieran, mate. No need to thank me, mate. You'd think you're a pillar. You're a pillar of our community. You really are. You're just one of them. You're just a really, really nice lad. Really nice lad. My favourite is 70. Double 19, double 16. Yeah, well, your thing is you think about that. Really, really sensible. Staying in the same part of the board. Double 19, double 16. If you go for your double 19 and you miss it, it's single 19, double 16. So you've still got that dart for a double 16. What's the difference between that and going for a treble something, missing it, and then having to go for another treble and miss it, or going for a treble for something, and if you miss it, you've got a bullseye after it? I think I'd rather be throwing for the double 16 than the bullseye anyway. Dave Curtis, just saying. All right, have I missed something? Have I missed something, Dave? Yeah. Yeah. They are, aren't they? Really good reviewers. Really good reviewers. See what I like about them? What I like about Kieran and what I like about Neil is you've got personality in it. You've got 2 lads with real good personalities. And this is what I say about Gerwyn Price and Corey Cadby and people like that. What you need in any game, and it doesn't matter whether it's darts, snooker or anything else. Don't forget we used to have Alex Hurricane Higgins, we had Jimmy White, we've had all different characters, didn't we? We had Thingy, but we used to call him the Count, didn't we? Ray Reardon. We used to call him the Count because he had that V thing and his hair was dead jet black and black. He looked like a vampire, didn't he? But those are characters and they're fantastic. Jesse Price, he's a character, fantastic. Corey Cadby, I wish, I'm really hoping that he gets back over here and starts to play over here again. It's just the way that he is. He's driven. And don't forget, we've had these characters all the way through the darting years. We've had characters all the way through, and we had Alan Evans, we had Cliff Lazarenko. I think Cliff used to drink, was it 13 or 15 pints or something before he went on for a game? And same as Bill Werbenek in the snooker, he was exactly the same. And then you've got your other characters like Jockey Wilson, Eric Bristow. They were all characters. And like Eric Bristow, you either loved him or you hated him. Jockey Wilson, everybody loved Jockey Wilson. But it was one of them, just an absolute character. And that's what we need in our sport. So when I hear people going on about his celebrations being too over the top, or at the end of the day, just get on with your own game. And We need that in our sport. We really, really do. We need characters and we need big, brash people. I mean, like when Simon Whitlock came on, all right, he doesn't do any shouting and bawling or any of that, but look how different he looks. Look how individualistic he is, even though he's not like Peter Wright and he's not got the sticky up hair and all that. He's a top character, and he's a cracking dart player and he's a really nice bloke and all. Really nice bloke. Stu McNally, the frustrating part for me at the moment is I'm playing okay, but 140 is 26, 121, 26, 100. Really frustrating me. Try relaxing. How many times have I told you? It's got to be effortless. If you want it to be consistent, as soon as you put any tension into the muscle in your arm, you're going to start dragging the darts all over the place. I do it myself, so I know exactly what it is. I'm really accurate. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows how good I can throw darts. But I do that myself. It's one of those, I'll get a day, every now and again I'll get a day where I'm dragging 1s and 5s for fun. But I know for a fact that won't last. So there's always a start to every peak and every trough. There's a start and finish to it. So this little bit of frustration that you're having at the moment, Stu, don't worry about it, mate. It will pass. Just stick to it. Try and relax. Throw in them darts. No effort. Just like you're having a relax in the bath. It's just a matter of just letting the arm tick-tock over the top and just release them darts and it'll all come back. So don't get frustrated, because all that'll do is just make you worse. Seriously, mate, I promise you. Coming to Manchester for a beer or 5 with you, Dave. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, Dave, mate. You're coming up here to Manchester, if you're a fair way away, there's a travel lodge. Is it a travel lodge? There's one at the top of the road here, which is like 5 minutes in a car. There's one at the village, which is about a stone's throw away from the pub that we'll be going out at night time in. So it's entirely up to yourself. But let me know when you're coming, and what I'll do is I'll give you the websites and everything for the 2 hotels. The one down in Hyde, it's called the Village. It's got a swimming pool, gymnasium, sauna. Really, really nice hotel and really, really good prices. The one at the top of there, I think it's either a Premier Inn or a Travel Lodge. So the rooms are quite good priced up there. They've got a beefeater or something like that that's attached to it. So, yeah, really, really good. Really good. The only thing they haven't got, well, they have actually got a dartboard in there, I tell a lie, but it looks like a dog's chewed it. Right, so yeah, like I said, Neil, it's obviously your camera angle from where you've got it, where I can see you on your live streams. If it's slightly out, that's why I always say to people, and sometimes this can be a bit frustrating and all when people send me videos and they put the camera off to one side because they're frightened to death of hitting it. If you put it on a chair underneath your dartboard and throw it the treble 20, the chances of you hitting your camera, if it's right under the board, very, very slim, very slim. Don't put a laptop under there or out like that, of course, but if it's a tablet or a phone, just get it as close to the wall as you can. Nice angle on it, right from underneath, because I need to see you bang on from the front. Off to one side is no good. It needs to be absolutely bang on at the front. And that's why. Hi, Raylene. Can I relate? I can relate to that, Stu. Yes, I remember you saying, Aileen, that you're struggling with consistency. But again, it's the same thing as what I would say to Stu, because as I've said on 1,001 occasions, there's absolutely no difference between a man throwing darts and a woman throwing darts. There is absolutely no physical or mental reason why a woman can't be as good as a man at darts. None whatsoever. No physical, no mental reason. And there's some top lasses that are coming up out there in the youth. There's going to be some, not just Bo Greaves, there's some other people that are coming in behind her as well that are a bit younger than her, and they're going to be giving the lads a run for the money when they get old enough. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. And there's one, Lila Brusque, I think her name is, Lila Brusque, and she throws exactly like me. And you want to see her. I watched her in one of the youth tournaments from, I think she's from the Netherlands or Germany. It might be Germany. and you want to see her. It's just like watching me throw. Obviously, she's not a chubby lad like me. She's a nice slim lass, but her arm action and everything, mechanical throw down to a T, and she was banging 140 after ton after 140, big finishes. She actually won that match. I don't know where she progressed to after that, but very, very impressed with her, I was. Yeah, no worries, Thingy Dave. We'll have a proper good night out. Get it planned and what have you, and we'll have a proper good night out, a few beers, and a couple of games of darts. We'll have 1 or 2 legs of darts. You come out with my mates, that's Thingy, that's the par for the course, that darts. Every night's a dart night. RR2 Wheels. Hi Dave, how are you doing, mate? Ooh. Great stuff. Yeah, so that's what it's all about, mate. He's building. He's using them building blocks, building up, and your game will just get better and better and better and better and better. I notice your arm pumps slightly before your throw. Is that a conscious thing or just no? No, it's a conscious thing. What that is what I call the hitch. If you come back, right, so you come from your serving hand, you come out, you come straight back and straight out, your arm can be in only minutely, but it can be in different places. That little hitch lets me know that the arm is coming straight back to go straight out. If you come in from here and you're coming out to get it to there, I go out and back in to make sure, and that little hitch gives me the opportunity to make sure my arm's on the stop. So yeah, that is a conscious thing. It's something that I developed. It's the other one that you use is just a practice one where you start from out here, you come straight back and straight in, and straight back out again. That's a practice routine that works well. And I tell you what, must have about, that I know of, probably about 25 or 30 people who actually play like that now. They actually go up to the hockey and they stick their arm out in front of them and come straight back and straight out again. Because again, it's the same thing. You've got your arm out and you've got your arm straight and it's coming straight in and straight out. So the only way that it's going to go is in a straight line, hopefully. Oh, my mate's in, Slobodan Dragovic. Me and these names. Slobodan Dragovic is in. Hello from Serbia. Hiya, mate, you all right? Hope you're well. He's one of our regulars. The two. Yeah, well, like I said, Stu, I'm hoping that we can all get together at some point. I think it'd make for some fantastic content. And to have you on camera and Thingy and Neil and the other lads, Thingy, Kieran, loads of people. Hopefully we can all get into one venue at some point this year or later this year or maybe even early next year. But I think it'd make for some fantastic viewing, I really do. They've been practicing my cover shots and my first 171 this week. Yeah, it's great that, isn't it, when you come down. I did that, I had a 171 the other day. I think it was against the thing asked that my daughter's boyfriend, he's what do we call it, like a good dart player, took him under my wing and what have you, and he's coming on really well. Yeah, it does help you follow through. Yeah, it does, mate. Yeah, helps with everything. What it does, it gets you that nice and straight down the line throw, as I say. It gives you that opportunity to come straight back, to go straight back out again, instead of it being, as I say, wibbly wobbly. Way Up in the Darts is on his way. Right, thanks very much for coming, and I'll speak to you soon. I'll give you a finger, what do we call it, on Twitter, and we'll see what else we can collaborate on. But this, everybody, Way Up in the Darts, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, mate. Absolute star. Tell me this is resting on the point. The way that I do it, you don't have to do it like this, but the way that I do it is like that. You can see my fingernail is actually on the point of the dart. And that just gives me another level of control when I release the dart. I mean, you don't have to do that. You can have it on the side, as long as you don't put your finger on the top of it like that, or put your fingers underneath, because As you release, you're driving the dart off at different angles if you do that. But yeah, if you've got it on the side of your finger, as it comes over and you release it, with it being underneath my nail, it just gives me that extra level of control. That's one of the reasons why I can sort of like, not bend the darts round, but as I'm throwing, I can adjust the dart. So if I land one just outside, say the double 16, say I'm going for double 16, first dart and it lands just outside, what I can do is I can just, from there, I can just slide my finger up the point so it lifts the point of the dart up by 1/4 of an inch, throw it exactly the same, goes 1/4 of an inch higher, straight into the bed. Rob Artill Golf. Hello there, Rob. You all right, mate? Hope you're well. Practicing. Right, well, thingy, it depends on your 2 hours a day, mate. 2 hours a day is it's a good average practice time, that 2 hours a day, if you're taking your dart seriously. But don't stand at the dartboard for 2 hours. Don't do it, no. What you've got to do is it's got to be structured, so you've got to have goals and targets, and there's got to be a structured way you go about it. Also, don't, like I say, stand at the dartboard for 2 hours, because all that means is when you're doing something wrong, you just keep repeating it, and you're not thinking, and all that'll do is it'll compound it. What you need to do is do 15-20 minutes, something like that, have 10-15 minutes off. So, and I think I've explained this loads of times, but I'm going to explain it to you again, and it's quite good, this is how everybody learns, and it's well known for babies, but it's exactly the same for us. When you actually improve at darts is not when you're actually at the board, it's when you're asleep at night time. Because what happens is we've all got this, and this is the way I see it, we've all got Maureen in our head, right? So we're doing something during the day, and you'll know this if you've got a manual job, like when you're learning how to cut timber or you're learning how to do this, you learn a little bit at a time, but at night time it's when it gets stored in your mind. So Maureen goes round and she puts all the files in the right place, and then the following day you come to throw your darts and you see a marked improvement and you think, where did that come from? And that is because, as I say, you've stored the information in your brain rather than just keep hammering and hammering. Another massive tip for you, if you practice in doubles, don't stay on the same one for 8, 10, 12, 15 visits. Don't do it. If you're throwing at the 16, it's 2 or 3 visits. 5 maximum, absolute maximum, 5 visits at any one number, and then move away, go to somewhere else. Another good tip for you, always practice the doubles that you think you're never going to use. So double 1, double 13, double 9, all the ones that you think you need to spend more time on than you do on, if you're right-handed, your 16s and your 8s, if you're left-handed, your 15s and your 10s and what have you. You just need to spend time on each and every different one. Right, so what I'm going to do now is just have a couple of throws with these, and I'll what do you call it? I'll break out these Mark Websters. So Game of Throws, absolute star, sent me these Webbies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get them out of the box now. We'll have a chuck with them and see how I do with them. Yeah. Right, so, lads and lasses, these are the Mark Websters. They're quite light, they're in 21 grams, so they're quite a light dart. Nice packaging, typical windmill packaging. So we've got the world titles, the 22 world titles on the back, the precision, the best part about windmill, which is the Blade 5, as you can see there in the bottom corner. Telling you about the best product that they've ever made, which is the Blade 5 dartboard. Right, Dave Curtis is off. All right, mate, take care of yourself. And hopefully I'll see you on Sunday. Yeah, if you get in on the live stream on Sunday, I'll see you Sunday at 6, yeah? Take care of yourself, mate, and we'll see you soon. Right, so we've opened let's get these out of the packet and have a quick look at them. Right, so the packaging on the inside is the usual foam inlay. So we've got the foam inlay in there. We've got the wind mount. I like this, you know. The point protector, the nice round one. I think that's nice that Windmill do. I quite like that. We've got some red prism stems. So we've got the red prism stems, and we've got the red prism flights. The retinas, sorry, the red retina flights. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the barrels out, and I'm going to put my red flights and stems in them so they don't get damaged, and then these will go into the end of month donators free prize giveaway. That is a little strange, that, because, do you know something? These feel heavier than 21 grams. It's obviously going to be a bit of a little, I'll tell you what, these are a lot heavier than 21 grams, I'll tell you. These are dobbers. Feels like half a brick in your hand, these, you know. Some of them 48 gram darts. 48 gram barrels, 2 gram flights and stems, so it's a 50 gram setup. Right, so let's get these in here, because I think these are going to look proper smart with these on, don't you? I think they will. Right, so that's 2 out of 3. Let's whip this last shaft on. I started going around the board on the doubles. Yeah, it's all right, that, but it's another one if you're up to a good level, yeah, doubles on round the board, yeah, really good. The only thing is if you're not up to that sort of level, it can become very disheartening and very frustrating. You know, like say you've got to double 3 or double 4 or something, and it's taking you 10, 12 visits to actually hit the double 3, then it sort of like gets a bit disheartening. So I like to try and mix it up a little bit and make the games a little bit simpler, but dead easy to make more difficult when you need to. Right, so this is the Mark Webster Webby barrel. And what we're going to say is that it's quite a low grip. I'm going to say that that's a 2. It has actually got cuts in the barrel, but the cuts don't feel sharp, if you know what I mean. They don't feel grippy. So the grip level on them is quite low. The barrel length on them is what I would call a medium length barrel. They're not too short, not too long. I like these. They've got like a little plastic cone on the front of them, which helps preserve your flights a little bit. And now what we'll do is we'll have a bit of a chuck with them. Right, so let's have a bit of a throw. Oh. Yeah, grouping's not too bad on them, is it? Well, let's have 2 or 3 visits, try and get the feel of them. Oh, Tumsky. Oh, come on, David. 81. Dragged it back. Kicking and screaming. Yeah, the thing of the grip level on these is quite low. Can't say it's my favourite type of grip, but yeah, they just don't feel like you've got a massive amount of control over them. There's a lovely 26 for you. That's what happens when you try and read the computer screen while you're chucking. Bullet the bull. Bullet the bull. Alright, Bullet lad, you alright? So you're a left hooker, are you, like me? Yeah, these are a bit odd, these. The grip feels very sort of like not different on each one, but I think these have got a ring grip at the back, which is a little bit more aggressive than the rest of the dart. So I'm wondering if Webby's a rear gripper. We'll get it though. 100. We'll get it. Might take a couple of. Not like that, you won't, David. Oh, try to go treble there. Right, I'll tell you what, we'll have a bit of a chuck for 19, shall we? Oh, just on the wrong side of wire. $57. Yeah, it's unusual, unless it's because I'm in a bit of pain with doing this bit of physical work today. Have a good day all. All right, Neil, you off, mate? Take care, mate. All the best. Off for a walk with the family. Catch you on Sunday. See you Sunday, Neil. All the best, mate. See you soon. Take care. Has Neil gone as well? Oh, Neil McGall. Yeah, I'm thinking of... Right, it's all right. It's me going mad. Carlo, hello from Croatia. Hiya, mate. Hope you're well. Bullet the Bull. Sorry. I did comment earlier. So, about my throw and to say left-handed. Ah. Yeah, like I say. Right, I've got it now. Hi, Dave. I am new to darts since the lockdown. Over Christmas, I've watched your throwing practice routines, but I suffer from a flying dart more or less every throw. So you mean 2 at home and 1 away? So basically, what you do is you're doing two throws, and out of your three deliveries, you're getting one that's flying away. Is that what you mean? Just give us a yes in the what do you call it? Johnny Cree, all right, Johnny, you all right, lad? Oh, it's great to see you, mate. As you can see, what I've got on there. These are the Mark Websters that I'm doing having a little bit of a chuck with a new set of darts that have been sent to me. How many years you play darts? Oh, all right, Slobodan. Yeah, on and off since I was a kid, but I was never any good. I was absolutely rubbish until I was about, how old would he have been? 40, 41, something like that. I was absolutely rubbish, and then the story is I bought my son a dartboard and what have you for his 21st birthday, but I bought him a full setup, and I hadn't played darts really since I was a teenager from before that, and just fell back in love with it, but I was poo. So being an engineer, I decided what the best thing to do is work out a way that the human skeleton, a human being in other words, with muscles and what have you, take it down a mechanical route, that's what I was an engineer. So that just appealed to me, and I just spent 2.5 years developing the Dynamite Dave way. And it works, doesn't matter how big you are, how small you are, how much weight you've got on you, doesn't matter. I've had a lad here, obviously I'm not going to mention who he is, he must have been 25, 28 stone and about 6'4". Big lad, and I mean a big lad. And he could hardly hit the board, and within 2 hours he was here. Within 2 hours, I think he'd had his first ever ton. Not a massive thing, but he'd had his first ever ton. And when he was throwing for the bullseye, he was within 2 inches, within like a 2-inch circle, and he was doing really, really well. And since then, he's been in touch with me loads of times and told me how well he's doing. Hi, Johnny, hope you're well. Yep, I hope he's well as well. Another one of the cornerstones of our community is Johnny Cree. He's the lad. If you want anything, any L-style flights printing, anything like that, Lone Wolf 180, just get out on Facebook or Twitter, or just contact me and I'll put you in touch with him if you want any flights. Oh. It's not the best. I know what's going wrong. Take these things off. A bit more like it. Right, let's see if I can actually chuck these darts, shall we? Oh, come on. And again. David. You mean flyers like them? Hey? Yeah, right. Well, what that's all about is 2 at home and 1 away is because your deliveries are not the same. What's happening is your finger, one of your darts, what you've got to do is you've got to relax. And a lot of the time it's tension this. If you're getting two at home and one away, it's tension in your throwing arm. So you throw in one, and then as you're going to throw the next one, or maybe the one after, what's happening is your brain doesn't think that the dart's going to go where you want it to. So you make a tiny little bit of a change and the dart flies off into different places. A bit like what I was just doing there. So, you know, that's the type of grouping that you're looking for. And that is, it's a matter of just relaxing. That's, to be honest with you, what I haven't been doing. I need to just like breathe myself down and get myself nice and relaxed. And the way that I actually throw the darts will change completely. Not the way that I throw them, but actually getting them to go where I want them to. Oh, that's better. 85. Having a bit of a stinker. That's better. Tumsky. That's better. Oh, a bit of a pull into the treble one. Oh, so close. No. Joey, realless. No. The thing, it's a personal thing because I can actually throw the darts me with them spinning or without them spinning. How's the mission dartboard, Dave? Fantastic. Absolutely. We were just talking earlier on before you came on, Johnny. We were talking about the unicorn boards, and in Dave Chisnell's match in the UK Open against Wadey, and he got that bull and it bounced out of the bull. When it hit the bull, it sounded like a piece of wood. Now I've slowed that down and it didn't hit the wire or anything. It went right just in the lower left hand corner as you look at it of the bull, and it sounded like a piece of wood. Now you think about it, that's like I said, for a dartboard that's being used by the PDC on the TV, the quality of it is very, very poor. This mission board, all right, I got the mission 1 instead of the mission 2, so we've been all around those houses, and the way that they handled it was poor, very, very poor. But that mission samurai board there, I think they're something like 26 or 27 quid. You can't beat it. You really, really can't. I've had that up now, Johnny, for 2 months. I think it's just short of 2 months. And if you look at the treble 20, I've not turned it yet. And you can imagine the amount of hammer that it gets off me, that, because I'm filming, I'm playing against my brother some days, I'm playing against my daughter's boyfriend other days. And it's been used. It's been really well used now. Normally I would have turned that before now if I wasn't doing a long-term test on it. But testament to it, if you actually look at the board itself on your TV, if you've got a close-up of it there, or you can expand it, you'll see round the treble 20 is slightly discoloured, but a lot of that is the oil off your hands. You know, where you're retrieving your darts out of the board, you put your hand against the board and you wipe your hand on the board as you take it off. And I think a lot of that, because I have sweaty hands, so I think a lot of that is discoloration from the sweat oils in my skin that have come off, because the dartboard itself, as the healing quality of it is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. The other day You probably won't have seen this, Johnny, but I think it was 6 sets of darts. I put 6 sets of darts all around the treble 20. I left them in from one day till the following day. I pulled them out, and I think, what do you call it? I watched as I pulled them out. I pulled them out, and within seconds, every one of those holes had disappeared. So yeah, I'm extremely impressed. I'm not impressed with the company very much, but I'm very, very impressed with the product. So would I buy another one? Yes, most certainly would. Hang on a minute. I'm missing everybody here, Scott. PC used in Garnish because Unicorn has a stake in the PDC. Well, yeah, and it's not done them any favours, has it? PDC should get other boards than Unicorn. A mission. Yeah, see, the thing is 180 again. The what's it called now? Is it the Trojan? Is it a Trojan 3? Gladiator. The Gladiator 3. See, this is another thing where I'm refusing to do it tonight. I'm not going on a rant, but the same with that Gladiator 3. I got a board that was absolutely appalling. It was absolutely appalling quality. I got in touch with the company and they weren't interested. I told them, I said, well, I'm doing a review on it. I've bought the board out of my own money and I'll be doing an honest review on it. I've tested the board out and I find it to be very, very poor. Now, if they'd have contacted me back and said, listen, Dave, really sorry about that. You must have got a duff board and sent me another board, I would have done the review on that board. Or if I'd already done the review on the Gladiator 3, I would have done a correction. So basically, I would have turned around and said, I've done a little bit of a new review on it. Unfortunately, the board that I got possibly hadn't been kept in the right conditions and what have you. But yes, the boards are good. But again, the same thing with me as Mission did. Just totally disinterested. Totally disinterested. Which, if you think about it, is really, really silly for these big companies. Because normally you think about it, right? If you get a duff product, so let's say a dartboard, let's say you go out and buy a Mission dartboard or a Target dartboard or a Shot dartboard and it's garbage, you tell your mates in the pub, who's going to know? 10 people, 5 people, 10 people, maybe 20. If I do a review on it, like Johnny Cree, if he does a review on it, Lone Wolf 180, if he does a review on something and he says that it's garbage, thousands and thousands of people have seen that, not just 10, not just 5 or 10. So I don't understand these companies. I really don't. And like I said in the other live streams, life is, it's not what you do wrong, it's not the mistakes that you make, it's what you do to put them right. And when these companies are not prepared to even talk to you, let alone put the problems that they've done right, or when you've spoke to them, all you've got is 2 or 3 emails full of empty platitudes, then they're obviously not helping themselves, and they must think that us YouTubers are a joke. But I think they'd be very much mistaken. But yeah, you're asking me about the Mission dartboard, it's fantastic. Don't know why, but these darts are not going anywhere near where I want them to. But at the end of the day, it's not the darts, it's me. See you again. Like I say, unless it's just my muscles from doing that gardening work. That's better. 140. That's more like it. $100. This is more like it. I'm actually waking up a little bit now. $81. See what? Well, Windmill Blade 5s. I mean, it's only, again, it's personal. I think the Windmill Blade 5 is the best board out on the market for the money. I really do. I mean, you can buy a shot. I think they're 80 odd quid, £86 or something. All right, they come with a fancy plastic thing that goes on the back. But there's nothing wrong with a screw that goes in the back and that U-piece that goes on wall. No different. As long as you can turn your board and what have you, and it hangs on wall and it doesn't move about, that's all you really need, isn't it? But value-wise, absolutely telling you, there's no way you'll be able to beat that. There's no way you'll be able to beat one of these mission boards for the money. Yeah, well, that's one thing, Johnny. If I like something, like I say, not really impressed with the company, but the product is what matters. What you're buying is the quality of the product, and the quality of the product is absolutely fantastic. They do some nice darts and all, you know, mission. They really do. I had a set of some Aoxin, I think they're called. I think that's how you pronounce it. But they were fantastic darts then. Just the right level of grip and what have you, dead easy to throw, but they were part of the raffle then. And they went, I was sad to see them go, they were a really good set of darts. £95. £81. £85. Like I say, not fantastic, but with a set of darts that are not mine, and have what feels to me like virtually no grip on them. Tunsky, 100. I'm not doing too bad with them now. The mission board will be my next board. Yeah, for the money, mate, you can't knock it, you can't touch it. Use the unicorn board, blade 5 board, now a target. I've never used the target ones, to be honest with you. I've not tried one of them. But it's one of them, I like my Winmouth blade 5, so unless Target send me something, the same with the thing of the click system, until Johnny and some other people, which are not the actual manufacturers themselves, the only people who have ever sent me flights were arrows when the click system, when that, I don't know whether it had first come out or not, but they just sent me some, they contacted me, nice email, would you like to try these? We'll send you some sets in the post. Brilliant, and I've tried them and I've swore by them ever since. They're still there. I'm just using the L style at the moment, but I prefer the twisters, the spinners, but the L style spinners, they're called silencer or something or other. There's too much play in them for my liking. Yeah, if you grab hold of a dart and as you pull it out your hand, you can feel it rattling. It's just, some people it won't bother at all, but just me, I just don't like it. What's your current max darts, Dave? Probably won't be able to chuck these buggers now, but these are my match ones at the moment, and those are BVD Scaracities in I think the 23 grams these. So those are the BVD Scaracities, the gold edition, and I've put some black points in them. And they grip the board a little bit better. The one thing I have noticed with this mission board, if I'm gonna like be stupidly picky, there's one set of darts that's got a really, really shiny set of points on it, and it does tend to squeeze them out a bit. If you don't like, well, I do throw them slow, but it does tend to squeeze them out a bit. And Starman, hiya on Starman. Hope you're well. I seem to get to a goodish level. Oop. Don't run off. With my darts, then drop off. Any thoughts? Love the channel. Yeah, consistency is normally focus. Go onto my channel, find the breathing techniques, and use some of those breathing techniques, and you'll find that your consistency will be a lot better if you're in the same frame of mind and the same state every time you play darts. If you go to play darts and you're G'd up, and then you go and play darts the next day or an hour later and you're a bit, it'll make a big difference to the way that you perform. It really will. What's the heaviest darts you've thrown? The ones that I did the, what do we call it with, these monsters. They're the Meteors. Johnny, if you go onto my channel and go onto the videos, you'll see I did a series of 3 videos throwing the league heaviest. Your mate did them. Love Darts. Forget his name. Sorry if you're out there. I'm terrible with names, me. But Love Darts did a thing with the lightest darts that you could find, which were 2 or 3 grams, and then the heaviest ones, which were the 48s, and then you set up which are 50s. And I did a 3 video series of how long it would take me to get a 180 with these darts. And if you put these monsters side by side in the treble 20, you can just about fit them in. And it took me 3 20-minute sessions to actually get a 180 with them. But yeah, so they're the heaviest ones that I've ever chucked, to them ones, which are 50 grams. Full setup is 50 grams. There we go. So you go back to my match darts, and it's funny, isn't it? Even like me, there's something about that grip on them and the BVD darts. So if you get in touch with Brian at BVD, he's got them in normal tungsten. You can have them in normal tungsten, you can have them in black, or you can have them in gold. And they're about 65 quid a set. But I think they're well worth it, because the actual grip pattern and everything on them not only looks nice, but it works as well. It works really well. Again, as you can see, we've got the Johnny Crete Lone Wolf 180 flights in that he very, very kindly printed for me and sent to me. Really, really do appreciate that. I know I've mentioned it loads of times on the channel and in the live streams over the last few weeks, but he's an absolute star. Oh, come on, David, stop it now. 81. See, that always works for me, and I'll telling myself off. Oh. Right, lads and lasses, it's now 10 to 9, so we've been on nearly 2 hours. So what I'll do is I'll give you 2 or 3 minutes to say ta-ra to everybody, to each other, and then what we'll do is we'll finish the live stream for tonight, and we'll be back on Sunday at 6 o'clock. For more fun and games and chucking some darts. Oh! Robbed. Look at that. Right up wire. Oh. Poor last dart, that. Poor last dart. $60. Oh, come on, David. You knew you weren't even lightened up then. There you go. See what I mean with a little bit of a correction? That first dart, I just threw it. Weren't even set up or anything. That was terrible. Yep, so take care everybody. Thanks very much for tuning in. And like I say, Sunday, don't forget, 6 o'clock, live stream again. Loads of fun like we've had tonight. I'll answer all your questions, or as many questions as I can. Right. Yeah, whip it. Oh, no problem, mate. Take care. Hopefully at some point you'll let me tell everybody who you are. Right, Dave, you've 2 minutes for a 180. I wish I could get one in 2 minutes. Sometimes I can. Sometimes I can get two. But it's one of them. Well, at least there's one thing. All you lads, when you're on Twitter, you can tell that clown who says that I finger that I edit everything, that I can throw darts. Oh, come on. What was that? 85. Oh. 81. I've got a bit of a swirl going on here. Ton. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. Got a bit of a twirl going on for some reason. Bit of a twirl, there was a twirl. Terrible, 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 terrible. Dearie me. That's getting worse. Yep, see you Sunday, everybody. Everybody have a great weekend. That's better. Have a good night, lads. Talk to you all Sunday. Stay safe. Yep, stay safe. Good night, Johnny. Take care, mate. All the best. Right, lads and lasses. Don't forget, you'll only ever get out of this game what you're prepared to put in. And always, 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 totally okay. See you Sunday. Take care now. All the best.